Hey guys, welcome back to the Stationery Muse channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my DIY holiday cards. It's been a few years since I've done a DIY card, but honestly I miss doing crafts like this. Growing up, my mom used to make cards by hand, and she would make them for just different occasions, and she really is a huge part of the crafter in me and how I love to just create different things and stuff like that. So it's not going to be as intricate as something like what I know she had created in the past. But I think it's definitely something that you guys will enjoy, and it is very doable on a very affordable scale. But I will give you guys some alternatives and different things like that, just in case you don't have some of the different tools that I'm using. There may be another way you can do it. So first off, I'm just going to show you the stuff that you need. So I'm going to be making my list here in a moment of who I'm sending the cards out to, so I know how many to make. Okay, so I'm all set to go on there. I have forgot I forgot this person's name for a second, and then I was like, oh wait, I remembered as I was writing it. So that's what that is. But first of all, I just want to shout out Jalyssa. She is the photographer that did our photos that you're going to see here in a moment. I'm going to send her one just so that she can see her beautiful photography in my cards, so that's why I have her on there. But this is my list of who I'm sending them to. I have a total of 15, which was my plan. I ordered exactly 15 photos, so basically I have no room for mistakes, but it's a pretty easy thing, and it doesn't really require a lot of, it doesn't really leave room for a lot of error, because there's not really that much error that can be made. Once you kind of make one, it's really easy to make the rest of them. I think sometimes when you are dealing with foil, that can be an issue, but since these are just for personal cards, I'm not really even worried about any imperfections or anything. But I just wanted to show you really quickly how this works. So basically, I'm doing this on Illustrator, but you can do this on any program. I mean, you could do this on PicMonkey, Canva, Photoshop. You probably could even do this on Microsoft Word. Honestly, I just created this collage right on here, and I did it as a 5x7 size. So that's the first thing. Pick out the size you want it to be. You know, you keep in mind, you want to make sure that it can fit in your envelopes. I'll show you guys the actual envelopes I'm using, but you want to keep the envelope size in mind when you're doing it. And then figure out what you want your cards to say. You can look up inspiration online. I just kind of came up with something random, and mine's just gonna say, sending you and your family merry wishes. And then it says love the Wells family at the bottom. But basically, I wanted to just show you guys how it starts, because I think you would be interested in knowing that. Another thing that I'm going to do to help myself out before I show you how I'm going to print it off is I'm going to create a little box around the outside of this to help me to know where to actually cut. And I usually just do the box as a really faint gray color, and it just helps. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to move these pictures out of the way. Honestly, I can delete them. I've already gotten them printed, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. The pictures are just to kind of help me with lining it up. So yeah, basically just this is what's going to print on the actual vellum that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to send that to the printer, and then I will show you guys what it looks like, and then we can get into making the cards. But yeah, so first step, figure out your program, do your collage of your photos, place how you want your text and everything to go, and then let's get to the actual DIY card making portion. So anyway, I'm moving that over there. So the things you will need something to, well, first of all, before we even get into that, you will need vellum paper. And this is what I'm using. Basically, vellum paper, if you're not familiar with it, it's just this very cute little kind of frosted see-through type of paper. It is like a finer craft paper. They do have a lot of different ones. These are some other ones I just pulled really quick to show you guys. They have some colored ones and lots of colors. These are some that have some dots, so they have them with patterns. You can make it however you want it to be, but I'm gonna, for this sake of this project, I'm gonna just be using a plain one. And this is the inspiration of the card that I'm creating right here, just so you guys can see. I actually created my save the dates doing something very similar to this back in 2015 when I made them and sent them out. So this was really cute, and it turned out really nice. I didn't like this little extra strip here because I had to make it really tiny. to go on there, and I'll show you guys all of how to do that. But I overall just really loved how these turned out. So this is the look that I'm going for, but I'm going to be doing it with my family pictures here, and it's going to be like this. So already, oh my gosh, already I cannot wait. This looks so cute. And so honestly, if you wanted, you could even just print out on the vellum a specific color, any color you want. It doesn't have to be black. You could print it out, and then you could just do it just like that, and it would go right over your photo. I'm just kind of extra, and I'm deciding to do the vellum, or I'm deciding to do the foiling. So what you will also need in addition is some foil. And then let's see what else. These are the envelopes that I picked. These are from Hobby Lobby. You can actually find these on really good sales. They usually have a 50% off of all Paper Studio items, and that's when I try to get my envelopes, but they're just this pretty pearl shimmer, and I don't have enough, so what I'm probably going to do is just use some of these red envelopes from just some other holiday cards I had a few years back as a backup envelope if needed. And then these are going to be the little seals I'm going to put on there. This is something a couple years ago from Michael's that I got and never used. That would be perfect to seal the envelopes off with. So just want to show you guys some of the other cute things you can do to kind of dress it up. And basically this thing is so simple to put together. So the first thing you want to do is to print out your design, and I showed you guys how I did that. And once you print it out, you will be cutting it down to fit the picture. And the key to this all really is that when you're doing it, and I can even show you, when you're doing it, you want to make sure that the card is lined up with everything, of course. And then the easiest thing for me to suggest for you guys is to just fold it how you want it to be. So I'm going to fold this side right here. And then I'm going to fold the other one. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna get my little paper cutter and show you guys how you can just cut the sides down and how you adhere it. It's really, really simple. Okay, and I don't think I did mention it, but one thing to keep in mind is you have to, if you wanna do this foiling, you have to do this with a laser printer, because that is what will actually allow for the heat to heat up the laser ink and allow for the foil to adhere to your paper. So if for some reason you don't have a laser printer, which a lot of people don't feel like you need to go out and purchase one for these, just get them printed at like Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, any of those places like that, Kinko's. I think even UPS has printing services. 9 times out of 10 they are using a laser printer, so you could get your vellum printed by them, you know, however many you need, then take it home, you'll have your photos already printed, and then you can just really pretty much join me at this part of it, so you don't have to print them at home or don't feel like, oh, I don't have a laser printer so I can't do this. Another alternative, if you don't even want to do that, if you have a machine that can cut out pretty much just any type of vinyl, you could also cut it with your machine. Just kind of measure out, let's say you could measure this out here how you want it to be. Oh, I didn't fold this in the right place, guys. I might, well, you know what, for the sake of this, I might just leave this one, and then moving forward, pay attention, basically. But anyway, what you want to do is you would take your, basically this design, let's say we're going with this one, you would just cut out the Merry Wishes, for example, or you might print some of it on normal, and then, like, let's say maybe I just printed sending you and your family, and then the Merry Wishes part would be in vinyl. So I would just cut out Merry Wishes, a whole bunch on vinyl, and then I would peel them all and I would stick them over the top, so then it would be kind of like a whatever type of look you want it to be. They have foil and vinyl as well that you could choose from. I hope that makes sense, but those are some kind of workarounds that you can do if for some reason you don't have the exact tools that I'm using that will still give you the same or similar look. So like I said, I messed this one up a little bit when I folded it. I have it lined. I forgot that I had this little faint line. You guys probably can't even see it on camera. There's a faint gray line on here showing me where it should be placed, just for helping myself with that. So I'll use that for the ones moving forward, but I'm not gonna waste this one by any means, because no one is gonna care if it's not lined up. So just to show you how I'm gonna do this. So this is this part. Now on the back, you can actually cut all of this down. You could do it with a pair of scissors. I'm gonna just use this, removing all that excess off of there. Okay, now if you want, you can leave it like this. There's a lot of ways you could seal the back. So personally, the people I'm sending it to probably could care less. So I'm gonna just leave mine long like this, but if you really wanna get fancy with it, I had tried to cut mine down and make them like really nice. So you could do that. And then what I'm gonna be using, you could use double-sided tape for this. I have this really nice tape that I get from Paper Source, and I believe they also carry it at Michael's as well, this is a double-sided tape. It's just a lot heavier duty. And what's nice about this is actually what I use to line envelopes. I'm not lining any envelopes today, but this is how nice this is. You can use it to line envelopes. So you basically just would take it. Oh wait, first we need to foil it, guys. I mean, is anybody wondering like, what is she doing? Because I know I am. Okay, so I'm gonna unfold this for a little bit. And we're gonna put it through my machine here. Let's cut down the foil. Jeez. I'm already just so anxious to get these done. That's the one thing about these handmade cards. I love them so much, but it does take a while to complete. So, you know, it's time consuming. Last year I ended up just kind of doing like a little graphic and I just kind of texted it. So it just depends on the mood that I'm in. Sometimes I will go the extra mile and sometimes I won't. So just depends on how I'm feeling. Okay, so there's that one, and I probably don't even need that much, but it's okay. And then the Wells family needs one. Okay, and then one thing I suggest and that I have learned when you are using, especially this, so I just have a laminator. I got this one from Walmart. This is the Scotch one. When I use this, I've noticed that it really works the best when I don't have anything above or below my items, but you do run the risk of things getting caught. So you do have to be careful with that. This is such a fragile piece of paper, but like when I foil stickers, I don't put anything under it to protect it. But for this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm also gonna add a little tape to make sure that it stays in place because I'm not trying to have to keep redoing this, y'all. I only ordered, well, I have a lot of vellum, but I don't want to have to use up all of this vellum if I don't have to. So this will allow for it to stay on. I'm not actually taping the vellum, just the paper. So let's see what it looks like. So this is with some paper underneath. I'm gonna also try it the other way because I wanna see which way gives me the best result. So this is what it looks like, foiled. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. I did end up putting some tape on here to try to hold it in place, which probably wasn't the best idea, but luckily it is clear, so I'm just gonna let it be. Okay, but yeah, so as you guys can see, everything is foiled and that looks really good. So this is one way you can do it. And then I'm gonna show you the other way, which will get it on there a little bit better. But again, you do risk the foil getting caught. You can get the foil out, but I'm just throwing that disclaimer out there because I don't wanna make it like, oh, it's so easy, because it's not. So instead of cutting the paper down, I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna go ahead and do my foil first. And I'm gonna tape it directly onto the vellum. So I'm just gonna do this one right here. And I'm doing it kind of off of where the actual card is gonna be. Again, I have these little lines that I'm looking at, but I don't think they're gonna show up on camera. I doubt it. Okay, and then the other one. And I always just like to try things out 2 different ways and see what way I like, if I know a few different ways. So you guys try it out as well and let me know what way ends up working for you if you decide to do these. And if you do these, please tag me. I would love to see how they turned out. You can do this for any occasion. As you see, I did it for Save the Dates, but I know they make really pretty holiday cards also. Okay, so let's try it this way. So now I'm gonna put it directly on there, and I have my setting on 3 millimeters, by the way. I have it on the lower setting. And then I'm just gonna push it through. I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll be fine because I have it taped. So it shouldn't really come off because I have it the tape on there. That's usually the issue when I do the stickers. Sometimes I don't have it taped because I don't want to mess up the sticker sheet. But this is what allows for it to really get on there good the first time. And I'm pretty sure this is the way I'm going to be doing all of them, but I wanted to show you guys the other way because that is the more recommended way to have something underneath it. I also do have a mink machine, but it doesn't work anymore. So unfortunately, I dropped all that money, you guys, and can't even use the thing. It just stopped working one day. Has anybody else had that problem with those? Because that is like $100 machine. I think I got it on sale, but still. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, a huge difference. I feel like it just covers up a little bit more of that black, whereas when you have that protective layer, I don't even know if you guys can tell the difference or not. It's a slight difference, but both of them look great though, especially for people that would not be looking for that anyway, that detail, to be like, oh yeah, this wasn't foiled properly. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so that is the basis. So now I'm gonna of course do the rest of those, but I'm gonna show you guys the other parts of how to do this card, so I'm not holding you all day. So I'm gonna cut this one down as well, so we have a couple to work with. I'm just lining it up where I want it to go. And again, I have that guide that is helping me, so I don't really have to do much here. And then I'm gonna fold it. And the reason I'm doing the folding first, I just find that it just helps with putting the card together if you've already done the folding. Just trust me. Another suggestion too, if you don't want to see this on the back, this Fujifilm, again, I'm very bootleg this year, but this is what I actually did for our save the dates. I put a piece of cardstock on the back. It also made it a little bit sturdier, but it just kind of made it look prettier on the back. But this time around, I'm just like, whatever. And I'm also making it so that people can dismantle this if they wanted to, and they can use this as a regular photo if they'd like. You can also use regular tape as well, just some perfectly good tape. That will work because the front of the card is really what is going to be mattering in this. So I'm gonna tape it and then I will cut it for you guys and show you the final result. It's actually really easy once you kind of get going. Like I said, it doesn't really take too long to get started. So I don't really need a big piece of this, just enough. It's very sticky, so I don't need a lot for this to stay. And it is the double-sided, so you just peel this layer off. And that goes right like that. I'm making it very small, like I said, so if someone wants to use this just as a photo to hang up after the holidays, they can. It's really easy to dismantle. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. Oops. And as you can see, this is why you don't want to put the tape on the actual thing, because it just leaves a sticky residue from the heat. So that's why you don't want to actually put it on where your invitation, or not invitation, what is this? Your card is going to go. Okay. I'm just going to cut this down. Oh, it looks so cute. These pictures turned out so good. Shout out again to Jalyssa for these amazing pictures. I have them up all over her house now. Okay, and this is the final result, you guys. So you have your card all together, and then the way that I'm going to be sending them off, I'm going to address them. I have to print out my labels, but I'm just going to do this to show you. So yeah, you'll just take it. Obviously, you know how to put a thing in a card. I'm just showing you the presentation here. So when someone gets it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so nice. Just picture your family's pictures here, or your invitation if you're making an invitation, or a save the date or whatever, and it's like, oh, look how nice this looks. Sending you and your family merry wishes. Love the Wells family. I love that. And then it's just going to be sealed. I love these envelopes. They're so pretty. It's just going to be, obviously I'm going to do the little licky thing here, or if you have something more fancy, I just have my tongue. So I'll put that on there, and then I'm just gonna seal it with one of these little things, and that is basically it, you guys. That is how you do this cute little foiled DIY card. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It turned out really nice. I like it a lot. And I'm gonna actually probably go ahead and make the rest of these so that I can get them in the mail this week. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, definitely leave them down below. The biggest thing to just keep in mind is, of course, to make sure you remember the size of your envelope when you're ordering your photos, because I would hate for you to order a 4x6 photo and then you get the envelopes and you're like, oh no, this is way too small. Or just keep that in mind. What I will say, A2 size envelopes typically will work for a 4x6 photo, and then A7 envelopes will work for 5x7. So if you're going for something a little bit larger, A7 might be the way to go. And A7 is typically more of that standard card size as well that you usually will see at stores, typically. And then the other thing, just things to set up for success. You can purchase these. These are already pre-cut, but they're too small for this anyway. But just to give you an example, you could put this on the back of your card to add some sturdiness to it and to give it a little pop on the back. You could do a patterned cardstock on the back. That would be really pretty. You could really go far with this, but I'm keeping mine really simple this year and just something to kind of wow our family and friends. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe. Like I said, I'm doing Vlogmas, so a video every other day of the month. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.